close, man. We're close.
It's not one to run if it's on its own. What can you do close?
I think it's just getting progressively more and more fuel between the air bubbles.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to a somewhat special episode of the Purple Garage. Now, when we last left off on our Deep Orange 9 series, we had our engine on a stand, fully rebuilt and ready to go back in the car. Now, since then, we've hit a couple of major milestones, and we had originally planned to package them into 2 or 3 separate videos and send them out, short little clips, individually. But we decided, since we made so much progress and we're a couple weeks ahead on the work than we are on releasing videos, we decided we'd go ahead and package them all together and send them out as one big video. So you'll be able to tell some pretty major things have happened inside the car since the last time you saw it. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy. Today, we're going to take you through putting our engine and transmission back together and hopefully putting it back in the car. So the plan is to do it exactly the same way as we did it taking it out, except we don't have any footage of that because it was quite a bit sketchy. So we're going to try to make it less sketchy today while we actually film. But there are a couple things we wanted to update you on, really cool stuff that's been going on. Dave, do you want to talk about our homemade tool?
Yeah, so when we actually went to go reinstall the clutch disc actually didn't line up too well. So you can see, we took the liberty of 3D printing one, a clutch alignment tool right here. You know, it was a bit of oversight, we didn't have one, but thankfully, you know, we have some fairly talented engineers here, and we just took the measurements of everything, went and designed this on SolidWorks, then we went and printed it out actually here at the lab, so it's pretty cool. Fits like a glove.
Yeah, you can buy those tools at auto parts stores, but this one's a super weird size. It's an inch with 24 splines, and apparently nobody sells that, and the people that do have a long wait time to get it. So 3D printing for the win there. So now the clutch is perfectly lined up, so all the holes for the transmission input shaft to go in, and of course the hole in the middle of the flywheel is all perfectly aligned.
Yep.
So the plan for today, like I said, is to get this put back with the transmission and then get it in the car. This is the part that was a little sketchy before, but we're setting the car back down on top of the engine and transmission. So hopefully here in just a few minutes it's going to be back in the car and out of the danger zone. But right now we've got a lot of hands and we're ready to drop it, but fingers crossed it goes well. So beautiful. It's back in. So this is a huge milestone for this project. We have the engine and transmission are all the way back together and they're all the way in the car. So the next steps for us are just to reconnect everything we had to disconnect to get it out of the car, and then hopefully soon we'll be able to test fire it.
Yeah, as you'll see in the time lapse, this was a bit of a hustle. We brought a crane in to kind of twist the engine so that the mounts could fit correctly, and we finally got it on. So now it's good, it's fixed, it won't move, and the rest is just to plug everything back in and get the car running. The engine's finally back in the car, so the last step is to to reconnect the oil, the coolant, and all the wires so that engine can be kicked again, and we can run the car pretty soon. So yeah, today we got a big list of things to finish and to reassemble and put back in there, and then it'll be good to go.
A lot of wiring, a lot of hoses and plumbing. We got the subframe, suspension, and A-arms to do as well, and we'll be doing some cosmetic touches today, working on the heat shield for the coil pack, sanding that down and painting it. So it should be an exciting day for the Purple Garage.
All right, we're almost done. So all that's left now is connecting the cooling system, the air intake, and the exhaust, and then this car can run. Well, we have to fill it with fluids first, but then it's all good to go. So we've done a lot of work today, actually. We're pretty happy with it, I would say.
Yeah.
And Connor joined us back today. He was back just for this weekend. Came down here to help us out. So yeah, pretty cool.
Good stuff. We got the suspension back together. So the lower subframe is in. All the wheels now are straight and stay straight. Big plus there. Finished up some wiring, tying up some of the sensors, and then now working on the cooling system. So big progress today.
We are currently back on the car. The engine is back in. Most of the auxiliaries are back to it. So the goal today is to fire the engine for the first time, really, that either one of us have ever heard it. The head of Deep Orange, Dr. Pruka, offered to fire it up for us the very first day we were working on it, and we had already drained the oil. So that ship had already sailed. But hopefully it'll roar, hopefully it'll sound great. But we've got a pretty long list of things to do before we can get there. We have to work on the exhaust, finishing out getting the tail end of the system put together. This is the only thing we've done so far today. We have to fill it up with all the fluids, engine oil, supercharger oil, transmission fluid. We have to put a few more coolant hoses on, a few more air path hoses, and what else am I missing?
I think that's it. Yeah, and then after all that, we're ready to fire it up and finally hear it roar. All right, so one quick thing that we noticed. So instead of welding a bar for the rear wheel steering system, we decided just to reattach the steering rack because it would be a much easier, much faster process. The only problem is that we noticed there's slack on the wheel. So we're gonna have to figure it out. I think it only comes from this point right here. So we just need a shim or another washer to kind of hold it in position. And that's the only place I think that the problem could come from. On the other side, on the other wheel, we also noticed that the little balancing weight, we're getting stuck on the caliper. So if you look right here, as we're trying to spin the wheel, they get stuck. So we're gonna have to figure that out too. I think the best thing we can do here is just remove those little weights and call it a day. But we may have to rotate the wheel again to make sure it's balanced. So I've got my Smurf water right here for the supercharger oil. That's gonna go down in this little tank right here. And we're gonna fill it up, then run the car and we can fill it back in. But yeah, we installed the radiator, we installed the exhaust system, we installed the air intake that goes from the supercharger to the intercooler and then into the motor. And we installed the coolant lines that go from the motor to the radiator. So now all that's left is to add the engine oil, add the transmission oil, coolant and gasoline, and then we're ready to kick this thing. First 4 or 5 quarts in.
Yep. This is the most important step. If we forget this, everything we've done so far is for naught. But thankfully we didn't forget. So we're putting oil in it. Tebow's filling up the transmission over there. Then we'll fill up coolant, and we've already filled up the superchargers, so we'll probably spin the engine a little bit without any fuel in it to try and get everything circulated and make sure we don't need to top it off some more. But yeah, so far it's pretty boring. Volts.
Yep.
Ignition.
Okay, we're in engine mode.
Hit the blue button all the way on the right. That should.
And then here's my starter.
Yeah, wait for it to
That is awesome.
get essential. All right, let me start filming. Actually, we got enough cameras.
All right, just communicate loudly if you need me to do anything crazy or hit an e-stop.
All right.
Ready?
I'm ready.
How long should I hold the starter initially? 5-10 seconds?
About 5 seconds at a time, maybe 10 definitely max.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds like it just needs some fuel.
Yep. Do I I need to give it throttle or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, another 5 seconds here.
Yep.
Whoa, that was kind of goofy. Oh, it was so close. I mean, technically it ran. It combusted. Like, we know that.
Oh, I see exhaust. It's
Yeah, it ran.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I should have gave it more gas right there. Hold on, I think we can do this.
yeah.
Get don't panic. This is the sound of the fan in the back, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
So don't panic.
It sounds really good.
Oh, that was close, man.
Do we want to check the oil real quick and see how everything's going?
idea.
I'm getting out then.
You let me know when you're ready.
Everybody good?
Buttering strategy seemed to work
Yeah, I wouldn't stand right there because that's where the exhaustion's at. But yeah, go for it, Daniel.
Just the raw, uncut,
This was first time, guys.
raw, uncut footage of 6 hours of us trying to start the car.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, yeah.
I'm too fat for this. Need for skinny people.
Yeah.
Hold on, it's got to start back up.
Tebow's taking selfies. Got to tell all the girls how cool he is.
Really? I think I know if that one. Is it filling up? No, I'm not talking about this.
Oh, hold on, try it again. I'm squirting starter fluid in it.
Did you put back the supercharger?
No? Open the throttle, let me squirt more starter fluid in it. I think that's what it's really running on. Alright, that should do it. Should be good. thought you reached in and touched it.
No?
But start again, see what it does.
It's just starting going
If
up.
it starts going up, that means it's warming up. It could have a hot map and a cold map. So it runs. Deep Orange 9 officially lives and breathes again, and hopefully it won't be too long before we'll have some really cool footage of it running and driving, and we'll get to hopefully take it out to a test track and do all kinds of fun stuff with it. But I am personally super pleased with the way it performed. Of course, it won't idle. Anytime that you saw nobody in the car and it running at a consistent operating point meant that a brick was just on the gas. Because if you took your foot all the way off the gas, then it would die. And of course, we did make some pretty major changes to the engine, so the maps that are in it right now, we don't even know where they came from, and with all the changes we made, they're probably now complete garbage. So we'll have to work on the maps a little bit. We have a whole other list of things to do. For example, we have an oil fitting that's started leaking, so really the reason we stopped running on the day that we were doing all that testing is just because we noticed a puddle of oil forming in the floor. But we did pass a bunch of major checks. You know, compression looks really good, it sounds really good, it seems like oil is getting everywhere, it's got enough oil and coolant and all that in it. And the pistons aren't crashing into valves, and it looks like right now we aren't going to have to take the engine back out of the car again. So I am super pleased, super stoked, and super happy that that whole big engine transmission rebuilding process is now over. So thanks as always for watching our channel, and please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.